Hi, hi, hi. This is Morongoa Masebe, currently a junior researcher at JET Education Services. As you probably already know, JET has a strong focus on research and monitoring and evaluation in the praxis of teaching and learning. And it also has a project management component that implements commissioned education interventions. And I'm part of the team that's called JETStreamers. And we are a group of in service trainees, so to speak, being trained in research best practices, but also the art of being work ready and employable. So, the reason I applied to be a jet streamer, apart from the real, from the very real fact that I needed the guap. Okay, that's actually not a joke. My socioeconomic circumstances at the time, being a new mother, having recently graduated, created the need for me to put on my breadwinner hat. But yeah, I had just recently graduated and I was without work experience, and it promised to be a much needed and fitting way to gain that experience. I was also interested in the theory and practice of interventions in education, particularly through a political science framework. And I knew it would open me up to opportunities that would build me into an experienced researcher in education, which I understood as an extension of the social sciences, to be honest. And my experience of jet streaming so far has come with a few learnings. Um, one of which is that the education system, with its many moving parts, is critical for creating equality in the country, but it is itself so unequal in access and quality. And all the work that I've been doing is founded in trying to ameliorate that. Secondly, it has it has really um, strengthened my perspective of my career trajectory of where I want to be from, where to from now. And another thing it has taught me is really, it has come with a lot of challenges for me, and a majority of those challenges concern my people skills and my communication skills. I'm an introvert, so coupled with other issues that I come with into the workplace, my emotional resume, so to speak, I find myself struggling to ask for help or even to alert people that, the pressure is getting too much for me. Because my method has always been to communicate after the task is done, to get my task, move into my little corner, isolate myself, and get my grind on, come back and say, here. But I don't know, it's been really, really tough, feeling like it's really not felt like a space that is safe for me to be vulnerable. Um, yeah, and I think that's just part of that emotional resume that I came with, and that people tend to think you leave at home or you leave in varsity, and at work you bring your big girl A game and stuff. Well, for me, I brought everything, my capabilities and my fear of failure. And so I'm still having to learn to allow people into my process and to allow them to critique and help and collaborate. And this is increasingly difficult because I can never admit when I need help, let alone ask for it. So I'm having to learn that this is our work. It is dependent on all of us performing our part and not taking things personally. And it's a tough one for me, but I feel I might just evolve this time. I'm uncomfortable with the shifty power dynamics, but in a slightly hesitant way, I'm excited. I think this can only, as I anticipated when I applied, grow me and develop me at a much deeper level than being ready for work. I love the work, the admin, the logistics, the reading, the writing. I don't mind all of that. It's the people that have posed the biggest challenge to me and incited the strongest resistance from my defense mechanisms. So since joining Jet Streaming, um, I've worked as part of the knowledge management team with Maureen and Zukiswa, providing support to projects by editing and proofreading reports and also writing abstracts and working on the brand strategy. I was also placed at the South African Institute for Distance Education, SADI, in their African Storybook project. I was doing a bit of knowledge management there. I was quality assuring SPEDI stories, and I also did a baseline evaluation of their storybooks as a tool in a library in Kenya. And so currently, I'm at Global Teachers Institute. I'm conducting a tracer study of all their past future leaders. So the future leaders they have a program called the Future Leaders Program, which is teacher internships. And so I'm conducting a study of their alumni, where they are. So yeah, the Future Leaders Program is very exciting because I really appreciate the idea that they are not just putting people through school so they can become teachers, but every Friday they have professional development or personal development sessions with them where they really delve into them understanding their social change agent potential in the classroom. I hope that makes sense. So their potential to be social change agents within the classroom. And we need more of that. We need more of that now more than ever, because we can't just have people learning how to teach math instruction and sending them into schools. They need to be very conscious of the context in which they are working. And they need to understand that it is school, it is the curriculum, it is the material that children consume that forms a basis of how they understand themselves in relation to society. So it would really play a really big role, a really fundamental role in constructing, reconstructing, imagining, reimagining the logic of the society. But anyway, let me not get too lost in that train of thought. My thoughts on the JETStreaming initiative as a whole, as I'm part of the first cohort, and honestly, as with anything, the first iteration is where the biggest lessons are learned, honestly. And the program itself has the potential to catalyze the career trajectories of so many young Black and ambitious postgrads into this think economy. Being exposed to different working environments in the education sector creates the opportunity for us to build a network, which is important, and also to develop a more concrete awareness of the kind of work we want to do, and also the kind of environment we prefer to work in. It also presents the opportunity for us to be employed by one or other of the different hosting NPOs that we join in the course of this program. So above and beyond that, it gave us, the 10 of us, it gave us as an invaluable network, right? It gave me the 10 people that are, now a part of my network. We come from different academic backgrounds with different capabilities, and we're able to offer each other a level of collegial support that I've not found in any other workplace. What I've enjoyed the most about my experience so far is what I just mentioned, meeting the 10 people that are my teammates right now. That is the most enjoyable part of this program. Sharing this experience with other streamers, it makes it that much more worth it. They've become a part of my fabric, and I'm not best friends with them, but I find a sense of comfort in each of them that I will always appreciate. Now, they are intelligent and talented, and they bring different perspectives and flavors to the room. Yeah. And what I've disliked the most about the experience, honestly, not having an office space. The majority of our time in the program is spent in the different hosting NGOs, so it wasn't that big a problem. But there were so many times when we were at JET that I would have appreciated even a cubicle. I mean, I didn't think the space we had was conducive to my work style. I want some time to myself in order to be productive. If I have many things and people that I must interact with constantly, I struggle. I get peopled out. So yeah, that's my JETStreaming experience so far.